Hello YouTube, I'd just firstly like to say thank you for watching and I hope you enjoy the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Anyway, this video is to give you a little look inside of abandoned ironstone mines. The goal for the day was to reach a part of the mine that's not been explored by many people since it was abandoned in the 1930s. This one's one of the more dangerous mines that I've entered due to the amount of collapses, old rotten timber work, high ceilings, loose slabs and flooded sections. The biggest issue on the day was the low oxygen levels in here, which can drop suddenly. Without using an air monitor to let you know when the oxygen drops, you wouldn't notice it when you've hit a bad air pocket until it's too late, and you would struggle to get out alive if you've got in too far. A short while after heading underground in here, the oxygen dropped between 16 and 19% for about 3/4 of the explore. The lowest oxygen got was 12.3% and it became hard to breathe, and we didn't want to get caught out by the drop in oxygen levels, so we turned back to safer airflow. It isn't advised going to these places without correct equipment or procedures. The consequences of low oxygen levels vary in percentage. Between 15 and 19% oxygen, some adverse physiological effects occur, but they may not be noticeable. You suffer from impaired thinking and attention, increased pulse and breathing rate, reduced coordination, reduced physical and intellectual performance without awareness. At 10 to 15% oxygen, you have very poor judgment and coordination, impaired respiration, and that may cause permanent heart damage and fainting. And below 10% oxygen is the inability to move, loss of consciousness and even death. We come across various artifacts when we're walking through these places, and this one on the screen now is a candle holder and a scraper. As we walked up to this cross section of the mine, there's a rail and it says bad air on the rail, just to indicate that the airflow isn't great in the passage ahead. The square holes in the wall would have had, I imagine, timbers going across the passage, but I'm not quite sure what they would have been for. Another artifact was this mine token, which would have been probably put in the bottom of the ore cart, so the worker would have got paid as he was number 42. This is just a shot of what we're actually walking on down this passage. And this is what we call the blue pool. I'm not quite sure what this hole in the ground was actually for, but if anyone knows, they'll let me know in the comments. And this is looking down the passage that we just came from. Yeah, so we carried on heading south into this mine. As you can see on this part of the video, the timbers are completely rotted, so you've got to be careful when you're going underneath. You don't want to bring the ceiling down on your head. I'm not quite sure what this one is. It looks like a water jug of some sort, and obviously a bucket. If anyone knows what that jug is, could you let me know in the comments, please? As you can see on this part of the video, you can see what the ceilings are like. They could come down at any minute. The roof's that heavy, too much pressure on the top, the beams have actually bent and just came in. So you have to be careful going under this part, as it's quite low. That's just a shot looking back what I've just came through. I believe that is some type of signal for inside the mine. There was actually a hammer next to it. And these markings on the wall are from the drill marks when they were drilling out to blow up the walls to extract the ore. This part of the Explorer is probably one of the worst timbered out sections I've ever walked through. It was scary to say the least, because as you can see around there, the timbers are just, with all the pressure, have just snapped. With the rotten timbers, they actually feel like Play-Doh. They're really soft, and the slightest touch would bring them down. I think that may be a powder box of some sort, but I'm not quite sure on that either. That's an air door. And there's the hammer that was next to the signal. This part of the Explorer, it didn't look like it had been explored all that much. As you can see, it's not been walked through for God knows how many years. So we thought we'd have an explore down there. Down this section, it's the only part of the mine that I've ever seen sleepers and rails. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, you can actually see the rails heading off underneath the collapse. And I've never seen the rails anywhere else in this mine. Some stacked timbers on the left. We didn't do a big explore of this area, but we are hoping to go back and to get as far as we can in that area without the oxygen dropping too low. It's a shot looking up at the tracks heading off. this part of the Explore, the roof had caved in, so what I'm climbing over is actually the roof, and the beams going across would have held the roof up. I didn't go any further down this passage because I didn't have the oxygen meter on me. The person who I was with had the oxygen meter on them. The section ahead of me is all, I'm actually walking on the ceiling. It all came down. To the right of me there is obviously the beams holding the ceiling up, or what was supposed to hold the ceiling up. So it's all dropped from above and straight through the beams. I didn't explore any further than this, but like I say, we're definitely going to come back here and explore these passages. Looking down that passage, it looks to be open. Wasn't a great place to be in, especially after seeing all that collapse around me and what I'm scaling across. So I decided to turn around and go meet back up with my friend. That's actually a chisel, miner's chisel stuck into the wall. And that's the inside of a lamp or lantern. And that's the actual lantern that it would have came out of. The size of that lantern was probably around maybe half a metre or just smaller, but I'd never seen anything like that in a mine before. It was a really good find. The oxygen got really bad just after this section, as you can hear in the video. What's that on now? 12.8. It was on 12.8% oxygen at that point. You can see where the sleepers have been and the tracks have been taken up in this shot. As you can hear again, the oxygen levels are dropping terribly. The oxygen levels are at 12.3% at this point, and as you can hear, it's getting too hard to breathe, so we had to leave. anyway, if you like my video, give it a like, subscribe. There'll be another one coming sometime, maybe next month, about this. And yeah, I hope you like the video. Thanks very much for watching.